Beach. We're getting ready for Super Bowl 54. If you're in the area, even if you're not, come watch the show live and in person. Audience check-in starts at 6 a.m. We're going to have some great guests. We're going to have some great giveaways. We'll hang and chat with you. FS1 Super Bowl week live from Miami. Now just under 2 weeks away. Should be fun. All right, we'll get to Pat Mahomes in just a second. But first, Clippers, Cavs, Patrick Beverley finds Ivica Zubac, who dunks all over Colin Sexton. Nick?
Zubac is one of the worst trades the Lakers made last year. One of the worst moves they made last year, giving him away for Mike bleeping Muscala. Now, Zubac ain't a great player, but he's a credible NBA player who gets real minutes for the Clippers.
He's tall.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Grizzlies, Rockets, John Morant behind the back, feeding Jaren Jackson Jr. for the alley-oop.
That looked just like me in the AAU tournament when I was 13. Not John Morant, the guy on the sideline that's cheering John Morant on. I wasn't nice to John Morant. I was the guy on the bench.
Man, John Morant, a little Russ plus a jump shot to his game. The explosiveness, the size, the athleticism.
Ooh, so athletic.
Look at that. And Jaren Jackson Jr., another top 10 pick they got.
Check this out. Hawks and Suns, Brandon Goodwin, the rebound. Hits the slip and slide move, gets away from two defenders there.
Oh, let me watch this again. Do we think this was intentional? So he's right there. Oh, it was intentional.
Oh, that was amazing.
A little and one Rucker Park going on.
That, hey, all you folks that was criticizing me when I said Kyrie did that on purpose to start the year before he missed that game winner, you see this guy doing it on purpose.
More from this one. Trae Young throwing the lob from half court to DeAndre Bembry for the reverse slam.
Trae Young, so dynamic, can hit the three ball, can see the floor. Great all-star for the. I think he should be in the all-star game, by the way, this year for the Atlanta Hawks.
A rare win for the Hawks, though. Trae's been awesome, but he's doing it for maybe the worst team in basketball. But they got a nice win last night, winning by about a dozen over Phoenix.
All right, back to the NFL now. This Sunday, Chiefs versus Titans. Mahomes versus Tannehill. Something sounds a bit off, perhaps because something is a bit off. For the first time in 17 years, the AFC Championship will not feature Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, or Ben Roethlisberger. A new era seems to be upon us. So, Nick, can the new wave of young quarterbacks in the AFC have the same impact that Brady, Peyton, Big Ben had?
Well, it's a really good question because it's not just that they had gone 16 straight years with at least one of them in the AFC Championship game. They had gone 15 of the last 16 years with at least one of them in the Super Bowl, with the only Joe Flacco weasel his way in 1 year. But aside from that, it's been one of those three guys. So what you had there was unprecedented health. You had Brady missed 1 year, Peyton missed 1 year. Aside from that, those guys were never injured. And Big Ben, while often dinged until this year, never a significant injury. You also had, especially for Brady and for Ben, great organizational structure around them to where they didn't have to be brilliant each and every season. So do I think these three guys, Patrick, Deshaun, and Lamar, are going to go on a 2-decade run like those three guys did? No. But do I think the next decade, the 2020s, you will have at least one of these guys in the conference championship game every year? Absolutely. Now, they have things working against them. Lamar's got to show us the ability to perform in the postseason. Deshaun will have to continue to overcome coaching. And within an organization that, by the way, Texans have never been to a single AFC Championship game. The glass ceiling on that franchise has been the divisional round ever since they became a franchise. But Patrick will take care of that in the meantime. Patrick Mahomes has been a starter for 2 years. They have made 2 AFC Championship games. An organization that had never hosted an AFC Championship game and had never been to back-to-back AFC Championship games has now done it 100% of the seasons. Patrick Mahomes has been the starter. So I think he will be a stalwart on one side of the bracket. And I think Watson and Lamar, and maybe Baker Mayfield will have something to say about that if he gets his career back on track. But aside from that, Brandon, I don't see who else is en route. I don't see it that level of success coming for Sam Darnold or Josh Allen. And Phillip Rivers is done, and Brady is done. And Big Ben might very well be done. So I don't know who the other competitors would be. So I don't know if they can go on a 2-decade run the way those 3 guys did. But I think the 2020s in the AFC will be dominated by Patrick, Deshaun, and Lamar.
I think they'll go on a run, and this is why. Patrick Mahomes himself alone, he's the best quarterback in football. No matter who's in his division, with Phillip Rivers leaving, with I think Denver likes lock right now, and Oakland with Derek Carr, that's going to be in Vegas. He's going to be in the middle of the pack. You know, he might make the wild card, but the Chiefs are going to win the division here for a long time. So that's why I think he can go on that run. And the thing about Lamar Jackson, why he can get deep in the postseason, is because just like Brady, I don't think his division will be really tough in the upcoming years. Pittsburgh, they're going to lose Big Ben. Do they like their backups? I think they like them, but they don't love them in Mason Rudolph. Cincinnati, they might go Burrow, they might go Tua, but you don't know who these guys are going to put as their QB1.
And it seems like it'll take even if those quarterbacks hit, it should. Cincinnati needs a lot of help over the next few years.
Exactly. And Lamar, I think his only challenge going forward once Big Ben leaves is going to be Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. And that's if Baker Mayfield plays great. And at the end of the day, it's still the Cleveland Browns. So you can't just crown these guys. Baltimore's been to the playoffs. They're consistent. They have a consistent head coach. Yep. So that's why I think Lamar can go on that run. And Deshaun Watson, you know, in his division, you have Jacksonville right now, who I don't think is going to compete. You know, the Colts can with Jacoby Brissett. You want to see where they'll go because the Texans are not just a guaranteed sure lock.
The Texans, though, to your point, you were saying this for the show, they're the only team in that division who knows who their quarterback is. The Jags don't know. The Colts, Jacoby, I think they're a little ambivalent on him. And the Titans, Tannehill's a pending free agent and had just had a career season. The Texans know it's going to be Deshaun for the next decade. No one else in that division knows that.
But if the question is how far can they go? Can they make a run like the 3 guys before them? When you look at these 3 guys, plus maybe a Josh Allen, these are mobile quarterbacks. These are dual threat quarterbacks. These are guys that expose themselves because they're out of the pocket. Doesn't that in and of itself mean it's going to be a shorter professional shelf life for them, that you're not going to see him 15, 16, 17 years in the league?
I just think the game is changing. Once these guys learn to slide, I'm a big fan of Russell Wilson because he scrambles and he slides, so you don't worry about his safety. I think the league in 7 years to 10 years, everybody's going to have a mobile quarterback. They're going to feel like right now, like pocket quarterbacks would not sustain with the pass rushers in this league, how fast, how defensive coordinators just send crazy blitzes from everywhere. I don't think pocket quarterbacks would be the end in the NFL, so everyone would have a running quarterback.
And I think we're already seeing it. And by the way, so I think for Lamar, there is a real question about how long the shelf life is because so much of his success is based on his athleticism. Now, he has improved massively as a passer, but he is similar to use, we were just doing NBA highlights, a great NBA leaper. You are concerned, what will that game age like? Unlike a jump shooter, you say the game is going to age fine. Deshaun and Patrick Mahomes have escapability and have mobility, but they are throwers first. Patrick, if he never ran the football, would be the best quarterback in football. If he had no mobility whatsoever, he'd be the best quarterback in football. Deshaun, if he never rushed for a first down, just rushed to escape the blitz, he would still be a top 8 quarterback in this league. Now, I don't know that they will have 15 to 20 years the way Tom Brady did, but Peyton didn't even have 20 years. Peyton was more on the 15-year side of things.
But I guess I was asking because I look at a guy like Carson Wentz, who, if he, for the most part, all his injuries came from escaping the pocket and running, and he is a great passer of the ball, but where he's limited is when he does expose himself. And I just wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a disconnect because you're going to want to keep these guys safe so they have prolonged careers and not expose them too much.
It's fair, but I also wonder if the athleticism for guys, once to Brandon's point, they learn how to avoid some contact.
Right.
If the athleticism can help you avoid injuries, if you can avoid the big hit, if you can be escapable, and if you can be mobile within the pocket so you're not a sitting duck back there, because I agree with you. I think the new era of not just the prototype pocket passer, I think that is soon to be not a forgotten, but a relic of the past. Ryan Tannehill played wide receiver in college. He's in this round. Deshaun Watson was a round to go. Lamar was a round to go. Patrick obviously has the escapability. And Aaron Rodgers, we don't talk about it a lot, but he's got some wiggle to him as well. The only typical prototype drop-back passer left, and Russell Wilson just got knocked out as well, is Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo and Kirk Cousins of the final 8 were the only old-school quarterbacks left. Jimmy's the only one left of the final 4.
Look, it's fun watching the transition, at least, for the quarterback position. All right, we'll take a break. Coming up, one Cowboy guaranteeing a trip to the Super Bowl next season. Hear from him next on First Things First.